Dear students, today I am going to explain about petty cash book for the plus one accountancy class. Plus one accountancy class, petty cash book. Petty cash book. What is the meaning of petty cash book? All petty payments of the business may be recorded in a separate book which is called as petty cash book. All petty expenses are recorded in a separate book. It is called as petty cash book. Once again I explain what is the meaning of petty cash book. Petty expenses are recorded in a separate book. It is called as a petty cash book. What are the petty expenses? Let us assume traveling expenses that can be called as conveyance expenses, then carriage expenses, cartage, postage. These are all the petty expenses. These are all the small expenses. Petty means small. When a small expenses are recorded in a separate book, it is called as a petty cash book. The person who maintains the petty cash book is called as a petty cashier. Petty cashier. The person who maintains this book is called as a petty cashier. Okay. Then here I want to explain one more word. What is the meaning of impressed money? What is the meaning of impressed money? Impressed money means the petty cashier on the first day of the month or first day of the week or first day of the fortnight. So anyway, some advance amount is received from main cashier. That amount is called as impressed amount, or the main cashier gives some amount in advance. It is called as a impressed amount. Normally, the advance amount is given to the petty cashier. Advance amount which is given to the petty cashier is called impressed money. Okay. Once I explain what I told, petty cash book. Petty cash book means petty expenses are recorded in a separate book. It is called as a petty cash book. What are the petty expenses? Conveyance, postage, carriage, cartage, travel expenses. Likewise, small expenses are recorded in a separate book. It is called as a petty cash book. The person who maintains the petty cash book is called as a petty cashier. What is the meaning of impressed money? The petty cashier receives some amount in advance for maintaining the petty expenses. This amount is called as an impressed amount. Then, what are the types of petty cash book? Types. There are two types of petty cash book. Number one, simple petty cash book. And number two, analytical petty cash book. Petty cash books are classified into two: simple cash book and analytical cash book. In the simple cash book, just like a single column cash book, only in the debit side, only the advance amount received is entered, and all the payments are entered in the credit side. There is no separate column. All the expenses are recorded in a credit column. That is called as a simple column cash book. Simple column petty cash book, just like a simple cash book. Single column cash book. Just like a single column cash book, simple petty cash book. But in the analytical petty cash book, the expenses are separately entered in the separate column. The expenses, for example, conveyance, we have to open one separate column. Carriage and cartage, another column. postage and telegram, another column, printing and stationery, another column, sundry expenses, another column. Likewise, all the expenses are entered in the separate column. But there is one more column, total payment column. In the total payment column, all the expenses are recorded once in the total payment column and also recorded in the separate column. It is called as an analytical petty cash book. Okay, dear students, we have to do one problem. First of all, I want to explain the first illustration which is given in the textbook. The same illustration, I just explain it, that's all. This is a new subject, that is why this is a new portion for the purpose of doing the problem, for the purpose of studying the problem. We have to do the illustration first and we have to do one more problem which is given in the back side of the textbook. Now I want to explain illustration number 6. Illustration number 6. Page number 142. Page number 142. I simply read the question which is given in the textbook. That's all. Prepare analytical cash book from the following information on the Impress system. 2017 January 1 received for petty cash rupees 500. This amount is called as an impressed amount. January 2 paid rickshaw charges rupees 5. Paid cartage rupees 12. Then January 3 paid for postage rupees 15. Paid wages to the casual labor 66. January 4 paid for stationery rupees 134. Paid for auto charges rupees 18. Then January 5 paid for repairs 65. Paid for bus fare 11. Paid for cartage rupees 24. Totally some small expenses are given in the question. As per the need, we have to open some columns. First column, we have to draw the columns. We have to use both the pages. First column, receipt column. Receipt. The last column is ledger folio column. This side, this column alone is the debit column and remaining columns are considered as a credit column. First we write petty cash book heading. Petty cash book. You simply write the heading. First column receipt column, last column ledger folio column. Then this side is debit side, this side is credit side. Then second column cash book folio number. Cash book folio number is the second column. Then we write the date column. Date. Next column is particulars. If you are drawing the columns, we can easily solve the question. Then next column is voucher number. Then next column is total payment column. These are the common columns. In all the sums, we have to draw these columns. Then remaining columns, according to need, we have to open. First column receipt column, last column ledger folio column. Cash book folio number, date, particulars, voucher number, total payment. When we entered any expenditure, first we entered in the total payment column and also entered the concerned expenditure. Then we have to draw some columns. What are the columns we need? According to the need, we have to open the column. Column number 1, here we paid rickshaw charges. Rickshaw charges is considered as a conveyance. So here we have to open one column called conveyance. Then cartage, another column cartage. Conveyance, another column cartage. Then next column is postage. Next column is wages column. Then stationery column. Auto charges is entered in the conveyance column. Then repairs, we have to use the separate column repairs. Bus fare, this bus fare is entered in the conveyance column. Cartage already we have opened. These columns we have to open one by one. Then what are the columns? One's total payment column. Then we open some column conveyance. Conveyance column. Then next column cartage. Cartage column. Then next column is postage. Postage column. Then we have to open wages column. Then stationaries column. Then we need one more column, that is sundry column. Sundries or repairs column, sundry expenses, sundries. The last column is ledger folio column. Likewise, we have to open. First of all, we open all the columns. If you open all the columns, we can easily solve the question. Then first we write the date, 2017. It is given in the textbook. So if you are not able to understand, you just refer the textbook. Then we will do one more problem which is given in the back side of the question. 2017 January 1, we received, the petty cashier received some amount from the main cashier. He received 500 rupees from the main cashier. So this 500 is entered here to cash account. From the main cashier, we receive 500. Out of this 500, we have to spend all the expenses. What are the expenses? On January 2, we met traveling charges. So by conveyance, this amount is entered in the total payment column and also conveyance column. Then same date, cartage, by cartage. This amount is entered in the total payment column and also entered in the cartage column. The next expenses is postage, date 3, by. Only expenses alone comes in this problem. The amount is received from the main cashier in advance. Out of this 500 rupees, we have to spend on the expenditure. So by postage. Postage amount is rupees 15. This 15 is entered in the total payment column and also the postage column also. Then on the same date, by wages. This wages is entered in the total payment column and also we have separate column, wages column. Then on the next date, that is date 4, by stationery, purchase stationery. Stationery column 134 and this 134 is entered in the stationery column also. Then on the same date, by conveyance 18 rupees. This 18 is entered in the conveyance column also. Then repairs, date 5, by repairs. Repairs amount is 65. We have no repairs column in here. So you have to write in the sundries column. Otherwise we can change this column as repairs column. It is also correct. So repairs 65 rupees. Total payment column and also sundries column. Then on the same day there is one more expenses, conveyance, auto charges, or traveling expenses, auto charges, traveling expenses, bus fare. All these items comes in the conveyance column. Conveyance 11 rupees. Here also we write 11 rupees. Then one more transaction, date 5, by cartage. Carriage and cartage 24 rupees. This 24 rupees is entered in the cartage column also. Then we have to draw a single line. All the expenses are here. We write total expenses. total expenses are ended. Total. If you total this column, we can get 350. 350. If you total this column, we can get 34. Here the total is 36. Here the total is 15. Here the total is 66. Here the total is 134. Here the total is 65. Thus, we write the total. Then after that, we have to draw a single line here. Here also we draw a single line. Then after that, draw double line. Single line in the receipt column. Here we draw a single line. Then we draw a double line. After writing the total expenses column, we have to write a single column, single line here. Then after that, we have to draw a double line. Then here, this 500 is ended. This 500 is ended here and also here. 500 is ended in the receipt side as well as total payment column. We have to write 500. So 500 minus 350 is equal to 150. This 150 is ended above the single line. Then same 150 is ended after the double line. Above the single line and below the double line. If any amount is ended above the single line, we have to use the word carry down. Here we write by balance carry down. Then this amount is ended as brought down. If any amount is ended after the two lines, it is considered as brought down. Above the single line is carried down, after the double line is called as brought down. To balance brought down. Thus we solve the question. Then one more question is here. In the next video, I will send the next video, the next problem which is given on page number 150, question number 8. Okay, now you try to write yourself. You will just copy from the textbook, no problem, but you will write. If you write, then only you are able to understand. So, God bless you.